Coming up on today's wrestling news, a huge unannounced return on last night's Dynamite.
A huge debut didn't happen on Dynamite.
Tony Khan confirms Ring of Honor is coming to WrestleMania weekend.
And Vince McMahon is getting sued.
I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Phil Chambers.
And this is the news. Adam Cole, baby, is back. Oh, this was fantastic on last night's Dynamite. A bit of a swerve from Tony Schiavone, who seemed to be intimating he was about to interview MJF, who was supposedly meant to be here from on last night's Dynamite. He said, really not fun until this twat coming out, basically. And then this guy came out, Adam Cole. He came out, he cut a great promo where he said he's got some good and some bad news. And we all went, do the information on this. This is the first time we've seen him, of course, since Forbidden Door 2022. Did you know, Phil Chambers, that he wrestled 34 times since his September 2021 debut for AEW?
Didn't even know that was possible in AEW.
Which makes sense why he was out for quite some time. Multiple concussions, shoulder injuries, awful stuff, obviously. Anyway, so he comes out, he says he's got some good news and some bad news. Yes, the good news is I'm more appreciative of wrestling, life, everything like that. Thank you so much for all your lovely comments that he's been seeing on social media, etc., etc. And then he gets to the bad news. And he says, oh no, call an ambulance, but not for me, because the bad news is for the AEW locker room. Adam Cole is back, he's not going anywhere, and the world rejoiced, Phil Chambers.
Yeah, this is great stuff, especially because of some of the rumours about him when he was out and the things that were wrong with him were really quite serious. And
he was talking about, like, I could barely ride in a car, and then I was going to have to be sick. I was getting dizzy spells. He was talking about waking up in the middle of the night and saying to Britt, I don't know what's wrong with my body, but now he's back and ready to return to action. Yeah,
fantastic news. It could have gone very much the other way, this.
Yeah.
And it's very good to have him back, have him healthy and have him ready to come back, and the fact that he just waited until he was right to come back and just right for the right time.
It's as with anyone that would, like Big E, for example. We want him to be back, but
first. But that's the most important thing, obviously. But it's great to have him back on the TV. He's been missed off AEW. I think he's incredible, Adam Cole, isn't he? Like, it's just going to be good fun again, and I cannot wait to see what they do with him going forward.
He sort of implied towards the end of the promo he wants to go after the world title. I suppose technically he was a heel. He's never a heel in my heart. But he seemed to be implying, and when you come back like this, you can't help but be a babyface. And with MJF as champion,
you can't help but be a babyface.
Obviously, he's got Danielson to get past, but that shouldn't be an issue. Rubbish.
Easy.
But yeah, it looks like Adam Cole is back, targeting the world title. Maybe eventually he's got to come back and rack up some wins, one would assume.
He'll get there.
Get rid of that ring rust. But yeah, the moment he said good news and bad news, we were like, well, get ready for him saying this is it.
Could be one of those speeches.
But it was a cheeky little swerve.
What a scamp.
What a great surprise on last night's Dynamite.
What a great surprise.
What's your first story?
Well, talking of surprises, there was none in the women's match. Mercedes Mone, obviously there was a lot of rumours about her debuting on AEW because they went through the whole Saray's mystery partner thing. And I mean, to be fair, this is all your fault, fans. They told you it was going to be Toni Storm, and it was Toni Storm. It's you lot that got your bloody hopes up.
Yeah, look, I feel awful for the women in this match because, I mean, the match didn't fall apart, but the crowd reaction was just like, where's Mercedes Mone?
Yeah.
And then after the match, they were like, cool, congratulations on winning. Still, where's Mercedes Mone?
Yeah.
And it didn't happen, and then there was the clip you may have seen on social media where the lights go out just so they can hoy up the Rampage card whilst Excalibur shouts about it, and people got their hopes up again for that.
It's not good, this.
It's
not
really
the fans'
dumb.
fault, this.
No, it's really dumb from the moment they did this.
Like, Tony Khan should learn by now. He's done this so many times.
Why do a big mystery tease with someone who's already on your fucking roster? I censored myself because I know you're editing the news
And
today.
It wasn't just the fact that they did the mystery partner at the exact same time that Mercedes Mone was becoming a free agent, and just people put two and two together. We had the bit with, like, Britt Baker calling herself the boss.
That's the thing, right? If she hadn't have said that, and this isn't on Britt because it was taped, so Tony could have gone, get rid of that line.
Yeah.
If they hadn't had that, arguably, AEW could go, well, we never said anything. We just said, get yourself a partner. I don't know why they did the whole weird tickets to the, because I think AEW you can probably sort their mates, their talent out with tickets. Right, like, but disregard the boss line. Nothing else has been implied that it would be Sasha Banks, the former Sasha Banks, Mercedes.
Yeah.
It was just kind of unfortunate that they did this mystery thing on the same day or maybe week or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That it was like, Sasha's not coming back to WWE, she's leaving. And in January, second show in January for AEW, she's going to be a free agent. She's doing New Japan stuff. That would make sense that she would do. But then they had the boss line, so it's like, right, you're leaning into it now.
And then
like, imagine if they didn't do Punk in Chicago. Basically.
Exactly, yeah. And then even when they sort of added in Tony Storm, and it's like, it's Tony Storm, guys, it's Tony Storm, so they still had the extra ripple of the Shida stuff.
Yes.
That you're like, oh, well, something's going to happen there. Like, there was always that added little thing of, oh, well, this is going to happen then, and oh, this is going to happen then.
They tried so hard as well. They were like, first out, Tony Storm, so...
How do you to get that out the way as quickly as possible? How do you keep getting this wrong, Tony? Khan, not Storm. It's not your fault.
Yeah,
not your fault, Tony Storm. He's done this before, and he'll no doubt do it again. He knows what the internet's like.
No
really
Mercedes was trending on Twitter last night.
No Mercedes trending on Twitter. Mercedes Mone was trending on Twitter. People were disappointed, and it's because Tony Khan just keeps getting people's hopes up.
Yes. More on Mercedes in a little while when we get to our Twitter questions. Some better news coming out, though, of AEW. Ring of Honour's Supercard of Honour is going to be in LA for WrestleMania weekend.
I thought Tony Khan said he would never run a show on WrestleMania weekend.
He thinks he was bullshitting a little bit. March 31st, the night before night one of WrestleMania 39, he came out and said, "Let's come and tell you guys, we got a great show tonight, and we're going to be coming back to Los Angeles for Supercard of Honour, which was slightly better than SmackDown last year, if you remember.
Yeah, slightly better.
You went to that, I went to Supercard of Honour, and I got to watch...
Not a good trade.
The Briscoes versus, FTR. And the promotion for the show featured the Ring of Honour champion, Claudio Castagnoli, of course, Athena, also a champion, the Briscoes... The champions. Claudio Castagnoli, Athena, and the Briscoes. And Khan also announced, there'll be participation from AEW stars and wrestlers from all around the world, guys. It's going to be a great night tonight. I love doing the Tony Khan impression.
It was good.
It's going to be taking place in just over 9 days.
No, I like this. Supercard of Honour has become like a little WrestleMania tradition. It's been going for quite a long time now at WrestleMania weekend. The one thing I will say about Ring of Honour, Supercard of Honours, is they need to book a venue that's goddamn close to the town that they're supposed to be in. Not like 5 towns over. Like, oh, it's the same weekend.
I know America's big and all that.
It's bloody far away.
I thought we'd left Texas, if I'm honest.
It's ridiculous. Just book a venue slightly closer.
Yes.
Other companies manage to do it. Why can't you, Ring of Honour?
Exactly. But yeah, good news. Ring of Honour, Supercard of Honour is coming to WrestleMania weekend, as are we. I'm just manifesting now, Phil. Me and Phil are going to be there in Supercard of Honour. We're working it, in fact. We're taking on the Briscoes. But hopefully we will be there for WrestleMania weekend, one way or another.
And hopefully Simon Miller will be there to back us up.
Yeah, Simon Miller can pack us in his suitcase, can't he?
Yeah, it's fine. Be there or be square, I guess. WWE, the latest on this sale.
Oh, good.
And the stuff that's
What is going on?
You might know from the news cycle recently that there's been some stuff going on behind the scenes in WWE. And the latest on all of this is that Vince McMahon is getting sued again. It feels like he's just forever being
You
sued.
get sued! You know it's all Vince, it's a crowd full of Vince, yeah.
So this one is a class action lawsuit that's being filed against him by a shareholder following his big controversial return, obviously. So it's being filed by a guy called Scott Fellows, who is a Class A stockholder, and he is claiming that McMahon abused his power as CEO and made, and I quote from the thing, he accuses him of wielding his 81% voting control to oust 3 board members, replace them with loyalists, and push through bylaw changes that would impose his will on the board and WWE. He goes on to accuse him of invalid and inequitable bylaw requirements that would hamstring the board from making critical business decisions. Fair. And it later goes on to include that it could, to say that it could include thousands of WWE stockholders scattered throughout the United States within the class action lawsuit. Further claims in there of him abusing his CEO power by sexually harassing women inside and outside of the WWE is backed up with the stuff about the Wall Street Journal articles and the Rita Chatterton allegations from back in 1992. And yeah, so this has been filed. No announcement or anything on this by Vince McMahon or WWE as of yet. They've not said a word about this one, so we'll have to keep you informed as this goes along, but it'll be interesting to see how many more shareholders come out of the woodwork to join the class action lawsuit, how big this could possibly get.
Yeah. It just
It's
never
an
ends this
interesting
story.
one. Yeah.
It's not going anywhere, like you say, with the Saudi deal and everything going on like that. Look, it's fairly obvious what happened. He's 81% shareholder, obviously, and he went, we're going to change this board up. He was holding him hostage for about 6 hours, and then it just happened, basically.
Fine. And then he was in, and then he got rid of the people he didn't want on the board. He put on some people he did want on the board, and now he can do whatever the hell he wants.
Well, yeah, that's just what I was going to say. My history tells me that when rich people do bad things, they generally get pretty well punished. So.
Yeah, definitely. Every time.
We'll keep you posted on any developments with that, of course, but I wouldn't hold your breath. Let's move on to your Twitter questions. At WhatCulture WWE, of course, if you want to get in touch with us. First question today comes from Steve Fasso, who says, Morning, legends. Question for you. With no Mercedes money on Dynamite last night, can you see Mercedes being at the Rumble? Sasha Banks won't set foot in a WWE ring again, but that doesn't mean Mercedes won't.
I could see maybe Baron Corbin driving down in a Mercedes, but I don't think a Mercedes Mone will be at the Royal Rumble, unfortunately.
I think anything is possible this year. We are on the
this is very
12th
true.
Already.
And it's kind of been non-stop.
We've done 2 videos. One's already out, one's coming out. We had a load of fun, me and Andy, predicting people in the men's and women's Royal Rumble. And since we've done those videos, you arguably could make a case for Sasha Banks being in the women's one again. It's possible that they said, all right, well, we did wrong. How about we let you go and do some stuff in New Japan, but you got to come back and do WrestleMania. So to balance it out, pop up at the Rumble. We'll set some up there. I think that's feasible. And in terms of the men's side of things, Jay White might be in WWE this year.
This is very true. Who the hell knows?
So, yeah, I think the theme of this year, last year was just bonkers. The theme of this year is don't rule anything out.
Yeah, it's learn from last year.
Yes.
Is the theme of this year.
I'll try. Joseph Ireland gives us, sorry Joe, Biggest Joe on Twitter gives us our second question of the day, saying, hi guys, if Vince takes over creative, he said if Vince takes over creative, could you see Triple H fully resigning and potentially jumping ship to AEW to create AEW NXT? Bear in mind what we just said.
Tony Khan makes Triple H head of AEW Dark or something, and he changes it to Dirk. He just gets rid of the N.
I didn't think about that. AEW Dirk.
AEW Dirk. Well, by Triple H. I don't know anymore.
I mean, I think if, to be perfectly honest, and to get incredibly serious for a second here, I think if Vince takes over WWE Creative, it would be incredibly depressing, obviously. But I think Triple H, considering his health issues, may well, and the fact that Steph's left, may just go, just have a nice holiday, I think, actually, rather than going to AEW. I don't
enjoy our family and our massive pile of money.
Yeah. They all could retire many, many times over, couldn't they?
Yeah, I don't see Triple H going to any other company at any point.
You could see him set up another company.
Maybe, you never know. Something, I don't know. He feels like a loyalist, doesn't he? He's a Vince McMahon guy.
He's not gone into this from all those years ago to go, bye.
Yeah. Although it might not be him saying bye, it might just be Vince McMahon ousting him like he gets rid of the rest of his family.
He'll just pat him on the head and say, you can be assistant to the head of creative. Assistant head of creative? Assistant to the head of creative. Go and get me a coffee. But, yep, like we just said, don't rule anything out in 2023.
Also, I do kind of want to see AEW Dirk now.
Yeah.
Dirk.
Make it happen, Tony.
And get Sam Mello on it. Bloody hell.
It's going to happen this year. We are manifesting this film. Final question today comes from Thor Schlesinger. I knew I was going to mess that up. I'm sorry, Thor.
Yep,
what a great name.
Definitely it.
Not only a great name, the @ is @Iceman99.
Nice.
You know what made it even nicer? 69.
Hey.
Hello, legends, writes Thor. With the American Nightmare hopefully returning at the Rumble, what is your weirdest wrestling-related dream? Thor's is Randy Orton returning at an NXT TakeOver event and everyone booing him.
Ooh, is this like what I dream for wrestling, or when I go to sleep?
I think when you shut your eyes, what happens?
So,
where do you go?
Most of my dreams are like really mundane,
but
like with like big things that happen, or like so I'll just be like having a coffee with Sasha Banks or something. Like, and that's it, just it. We're just there chatting, and not a lot else is happening. So most of mine are just little things like that. I do remember dreaming that I was friends with Jamie Noble a while ago.
Oh,
which was nice.
That's
I had a great
nice.
time of being friends with Jamie Noble.
Hi, Jamie Noble. I really like, yeah. I've definitely had a dream where I've got to be honest. By the way, one of my pet peeves, that not for you right then, because I literally just asked you.
Yeah.
But one of my pet peeves is someone telling me about their dream.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? No, then this giant marshmallow came along. What are we doing here, mate? Like, what? But I've definitely dreamt I was in Too Cool, 100%, and I've definitely had
I didn't
really
need to dream it. I lived it.
Don't stop. It's one of my biggest.
I'll put a picture up.
Yeah, I don't understand either. I don't understand Alexa. Sorry, everyone's at home. I've really messed that up, haven't I? And that's not even an Alexa. I've said it again, Siri. Oh no. But yeah, my favourite was, I asked this in the office, and Hamlet's telling a story where he'd dreamt him and his mates had gone to WrestleMania, and he'd inexplicably had to step in at last minute for Ric Flair in his retirement match with Shawn Michaels, and absolutely nailed it.
Yep.
So you know what? I'm going to make a decision. As much as I don't like it, it was quite an enjoyable story, that. Let us know your weird wrestling dreams in the comments section below. And we'll move on to today's And Finally. I knew this was the And Finally the moment I logged onto Twitter this morning. It's one of the first things I saw. So obviously our lead story, Adam Cole, returns to AEW Dynamite. But how do you sneak such a handsome, absolute piece like Adam Cole into the building? Like, I think Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select tweeted that even internally it was just listed as promo TBD, so no one was aware of it. So how do you sneak someone like Adam Cole in without people going, who's that handsome bastard? Well, shout out to @JazzBoz on Twitter, aka ChauffeurBoz, who tweeted this photo of him sneaking Adam Cole into AEW Dynamite. This is the backstage sort of thing I love to see. That's how you get him in. Why is that chauffeur driving an empty car into AEW Dynamite?
Excellent.
But it's the only way you can do it. And that,
just his little thumb.
That is literally the worst Adam Cole has ever looked. And he still looks better than me in that photo.
Love it.
Shout out, thanks for that chauffeur Boz, great tweet. Also check out the one of MJF in the parking lot if you want something to entertain you today, and MJF's response. Anyway, let us know your thoughts on that and all today's news stories in the comments section below, and your weird dreams, of course. Like, share, subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. Myself and the Zadley Boys sitting down to review AEW Dynamite a little bit later on today. Miller's here, of course, in a while to give AEW Dynamite all of its ups and downs. And you can let us know your thoughts and Twitter questions. It's Wacky Friday tomorrow.
Wacky?
New filth.
Hey.
So send us your really wacky stuff. I'll send out a tweet later on today. Send us that @WhatCulture WWE. Watch there. Follow both of us. Follow Phil Chambers
Fill My Chambers, and follow Adam
Adam Wilborn. Follow us all @WhatCulture WWE, as I said. But for now, my thanks to Phil Chambers, to the beautiful Adam Cole. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.